Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to number 3 video. We'll call it the video podcast. Anyway, I thank you guys for stopping in on really kind of a late notice. I've got a lot of stuff happening, so I don't know quite yet if I'm going to be able to do the Sunday show. I think I'm going to make it happen, but I'm going to have a couple guests here in town Sunday, so we'll figure out. I don't know. We got to figure out more next. I have a whole big list of guests to get on the show. So I think this thing is going to end up being 2 or 3 times a week. It's not going to be like the new No Time to Be Sad only podcast. We have a lot of stuff going on this year. A lot of traveling. Got a big trip coming up. But anyway, I've got an awesome guest here. A lot of you know who he is. Maybe some of you have never seen him. He just started doing a bunch of little short. We kind of talked him into doing some little short vlogging. Maybe he'll expand that into something bigger later on. I don't know. But he's got his hands full. He seems to be well known in the YouTube community. He does help out quite a few YouTubers with their streams or their live streams. We call him the moderator. So he is the ultimate moderator in the YouTube community. But if you don't know Mitch, you should know him, and we'll bring him on here and find out his story.
Chin ได้ไหม
ได้
Yeah, just get one. Just one?
ชิม
หวานไหม
ไม่หวานเค็ม
It's very salty.
Very salty. Okay.
เค็ม
ได้ต้องไหนสบาย
Strong flavor.
It's okay? No.
It's okay.
You want me to buy you a bag of them?
Yeah, I could. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking if I'm gonna eat, there's a bag.
You want some?
Yeah. I know.
ทุ่งกี่บาท
50 บาท
50 บาท
Yeah, right on. Buy me a bag.
Try one of those.
Okay.
Do it, man. Shit. Don't
I
stop
love this
now.
stuff.
ไม่เหมือนกันแล้ว
I'll buy you both bags.
ชาติไม่เหมือนกัน
Mitch, you want a dinosaur? It's only 790 baht.
Wow.
You think about it?
I'll think about it. I have to slow down on my purchases.
No, I'll buy it for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You just have to carry it around the remainder of the trip.
Yeah, the whole trip.
Yeah.
To hire a taxi for that.
Mr. Mitch, good morning.
Good morning, Chuck. Good
That was
morning,
a-
everybody. You're too kind, Chuck. You're too kind. I'm just a regular guy, moderator. One
Just
tooth
a
on a
moderator.
large gear of moderators. It takes us all to do that, but
We
I
had
really appreciate
we had a good time on that trip. That was pretty fun. Just kind of everything was really kind of random on that trip, wasn't it?
Very random. Yeah. And obviously that was my first trip with you guys and guys and gals, and it was just I didn't want to leave. I didn't want it to end. I mean, I got an ab workout from laughing every day over and over. It was almost like, man, this is PG, right? Like I had mushrooms and they wouldn't stop. Okay, it's like I was laughing so hard.
Well, we got another
Back in the day.
awesome trip coming up here in the middle of this month, and it's going to be, I think it's at least 10 or 11 days. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many days we'll all be together,
I was
but I
trying
know
to
it's
figure that out
at least 8,
last
I
night.
think. So,
Yeah.
But it's going to be
I'm
super fun.
I'm all set, man. I'm set.
We're going to start our journey in Trat. I know I never say that right, but anyway, it's the province of Gotchang, So we are going to stay. We're going to spend one night on the other side of the water, and then take the ferry. It's going to be a great trip. But anyway, let's get to Mr. Mitch, because this is all about Mr. Mitch. So we're going to talk a little bit like normal or like usual, and then we'll answer some questions from the chat. Mr. Mojo. I feel like I need to do something though prior to this because I feel like I interrupted Dave from Gotta Love Thailand. If you don't know Dave, you got to check out his Thailand vlogs. He does a live stream almost every day, but he's in Surin, but he basically just talks about his daily routine and his daily life live. So I tried to make this as late as possible. I think he started at 8. But anyway, I know you're here. Good morning. I hope your live stream was very well. I popped in for a second, but didn't want to interrupt. So anyway, first question to Mr. Mitch. You want to tell the audience, and you told me a while back, I don't remember in detail, your screenshot is the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. So Mr. Mitch, the Tin Man, what's the deal with the Tin Man screenshot?
Good. Great question. It's multifaceted. In other words, it's not just one meaning. The Tin Man originally, I was born with a small heart defect, and so the Tin Man, he needed a heart.
Right.
So and watching the Wizard of Oz, I just like that character. The Woods, the Tin Man, the Rusty, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then later in life, I was into HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, sheet metal work, hence Tin Man. Right. So it's my original YouTube name had 10, the numeral 10 man in it. Mm-hmm. But I got so many questions about what's the 10 stand for? Is it, have to do with something that's in size of 10 or whatever? I'm trying to, you see?
Yeah.
Like, no, because it was Mr. Tin Man 69. Okay.
Oh,
that was the number 10 man, number 69. Mm-hmm. Got a lot of goofy questions. The 69 is when you look at the 6 and the 9, it's like yin and yang. Okay.
Right.
So that was that. So there you go.
So is the heart condition squared away? Are you?
Yeah.
Good,
I have a little electrical pathway that short circuits, like my brain, but it short circuits, and my heart will speed up, go like a tachycardia kind of a thing, but totally different. And then it sorts itself.
I realized something a little later on our last trip. We went into a cave, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But you were the last one to come in, and I wanted to film in there. James was filming. I said, "Come on, Mitch, you can carry the light." And you were going, "No, it's got a battery pack. I can't." And I'm thinking, just carry the damn thing. It can't be that heavy. But I realized later on that you didn't want to carry you did ultimately carry the battery pack, and you survived the whole ordeal, but you didn't want to carry it because you thought it might interfere with your heart thing, right?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. So what was it? So you just didn't want to carry the damn battery pack then, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, my hands are full. I'm going to be needing to crawl. Rule number 1 for caving, for spelunking, right? Rule number 1, let the biggest guy go in first, not last, because when his ass gets stuck, you guys are trapped. You see? So
well, there you go. There's
an
example
of that's what I'm thinking. Man, they're going, you guys are going down. That was an awesome time. Right. But I'm going, man, I should have gone first, you guys. I should have gone.
Anyway, you survived. Right? That was fun. And it was entertaining. I actually cut out some of the video. I said, I better not do that to Mitch, but it was funny. I still have it.
And the bats, I love the bats. Bats are great. Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of other entertaining videos coming up here in the near future. So let's get to the reason why you decided to come to Thailand kind of briefly. I mean, you're retired. You're still a young guy. You gave up you gave up your business, your lifestyle in America to move permanently. Well, whatever that means in Thailand. So what was your reasoning for wanting to live in Thailand briefly?
Wow. Briefly?
Yeah.
Mongering. No, I'm just kidding. I love Thailand. Literally love Thailand. My first trip here, I was in high school. I was 17, 1981. So you guys do the math. I'm 59 next month or this month, and fell in love with it, and have always made my way back here as a result of coming here with those 10 students and 2 teachers. So I love it. But fast forward to the present, economically, I couldn't afford, I'd still be working if I lived in the States. Mm-hmm. And I've seen too many of my friends die after retirement. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man, when I retire, oh yeah, okay, great. Well, and they keep jacking the age up. They keep talking about changing for Social Security in the United States. And like, you know what? I pulled the plug. I'm done. I just did it. I would have done it 4 years ago, but I had just a number of injuries, self-induced. Mm-hmm. I fell down, just not paying attention, just stupid stuff, broken wrist, broken arm, broken leg. And then my pituitary tumor that mm-hmm. they cut that out and I'm fine. But that took a lot of time for recovery. So, right. Yeah, otherwise it would have been that long ago.
On your financial planning, not to get into your finance, but what did you do to prepare yourself to be like mentally acceptable that you're financially stable to give it all up? As you said, it's a tight budget to live in the U.S., but you obviously figured living in Thailand was acceptable. How did you prepare yourself to get in the situation?
I'll try to remember this quote. I'm stealing it. In America, I was into the buying things I didn't need to impress people I didn't like with money I didn't have. Can't remember who that scholar was, but yeah. Okay. So I was like that, the American dream. Yeah. Get out, buy a house, do this, do that, do that. So I bought a house, bought another house, built a house. Mm-hmm. Started business doing that. And then next thing, you become, when I'm working, I forget about everything else. So I missed for 20 years, my children were born and I was raised, provide for the family. So I busted my ass. I worked all the time. Next thing you know, my kids are getting out of high school. So, looking back, I would have made changes, but that's the American dream. You become a slave to the mm-hmm. onslaught of buy this, buy that, do this, do that. Right. So I started mucking out, getting rid of things. I got divorced in 2009, so an anomaly here, but I got the house and the dog, and my retirement, my pension, everything. It was amicable. Mm-hmm. So I lost my train of thought there because I see movement in here. Maybe there's a ghost or something. Very distracting. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Anyway, so divorced in 2009, and I just started. I had a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house to myself, and I'm like, I don't need this crap. So I got a few renters actually in the house with me, mm-hmm. in and out, because it's like, oh my God, and right. And then I finally was down to my bedroom furniture, mm-hmm. and all of my tools and stuff in the garage. So, and I just mucked out. Finally sold everything.
Did you have any idea what it would cost you to live in Thailand before you made the choice to come move here?
Yeah, of course. There's always things you don't account for. Initially, mm-hmm. you're going to spend more money than you budget. Because you'll need, if you rent a place like I'm currently in a rental, and I don't have this, I don't have that, I need a different kettle or a toaster, whatever, these little things, but they add up. It's $5, $10, $20 next thing you know. But I had an idea. I used Rent Hub, Rent Hub Thailand, not the other hub, but Rent Hub, mm-hmm. and you go on there and you click the province and you say, I want to look for an apartment, and it lists them all out. Price, $4,000, $8,000, whatever a month. So I would go, okay, good, and then I would talk to somebody because know so many people on YouTube in Thailand. Like Dave, I'm talking to Dave and say, hey, it's Sarin. What's the rent for this? Is this? Oh yeah, that's about right. So I would budget that because that's generally in a normal world, that's your big one, is where you're going to live. Now in Thailand, it could be where you're going to drink, right?
Right.
But everyone knows I'm not a drinker, really. I just occasionally
Hang on a
get
second.
one.
Don't lose that thought or continue talking to not distract from the live stream. I've got a neighbor with noisy birds. I could either go out there and just kill all the birds, or I could move.
Well, are they edible?
Probably
Tell you what, you go do that.
If you
and
wrap
I'm
them
gonna
in
go.
bacon, it might be good. I'm just going to go close the window and see how that sounds. So I'll sweat it out
Okay.
for the live stream, so there's
Cool.
no distractions.
Yeah, I'll say hi. I'm starting right at the top. Mike Baker, Your Mojo, Brock, Going Grays, Robert Mack, scrolling slowly. Uncle Rob, Stephen Kinney, Going Grays. Good morning, everybody. I might repeat some people. Al, Stephen. I thought I saw Daz in there earlier. Cobus, Tommy J, David from Surin, Gator Jake. I can read. Wow. Maybe it's true that I speak fluent Thai. Yeah, Russell.
Your Thai skills.
Yeah. I'm just stuck Mike, stuck in Florida. James Morris, Gator Jake. Kenneth.
You know what I did? I came here like 3 times. Well, I came really 2 solid times with the intention of really trying to pinpoint exactly what it was going to cost me to live here. Like food, entertainment, all these. I really was putting a pencil to everything so I could get kind of a basic number, and then I just basically multiplied it by 2. That was kind of my budget. But you never know what's going to happen in Thailand. But you never know what's going to happen in life too. I mean, you could save $5 million and then have a stroke, and then you're paralyzed and you can't do anything. I mean, you never really know. And I have a lot of people that always send me emails with concerns on their budget. It's like they're top, and I get it. Like that's the top thing that's on your mind when you retire is, can I really afford to stop working? Well, I always tell everybody, look, think about your personal worst case scenario if you fail completely. And if you cannot deal with your worst case scenario, then don't do it. But most of the time, the worst case scenario is not so bad. And if you totally lose everything and you deal with that, can you start over? Then do it, because there's no starting over in life once it's over. I mean, the only guarantee in life for sure is that we're going to be diminished. So you might as well enjoy the moment, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Talking finances, I'm 80%, 70% self funded retirement. Okay. Mm-hmm. I went into my sheet metal workers pension early, so it's reduced. I get a pittance there, and the rest is from my life. Right. I don't have disability. I don't nothing. I don't do Bitcoin or crypto. I just don't do it. It's just, to me, it's
that's too
foreign.
Much for me,
in fact, it's actually hard for me. It's looking at me trying to edit a video. I would probably do better with Bitcoin or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just useless. So,
well, let's talk about moderating. That seems to be your theme. Like you are the ultimate moderator. So before you came to Thailand, you were involved with a lot of creators on YouTube. I'm sure probably stuff beyond Thailand. I don't know, but
yes.
You were really you devoted a lot of your time to try to help people kind of monitor their comments and.
Yeah,
and, you kind of like know, if you want to know something about YouTubers or something, you can always go to Mitch. Mitch always seems to have the insight. I think you could do your own controversial vlog about Thailand bloggers, but
I've trust me, I've been tempted.
Yeah.
But but I'm like, sometimes it's better to not feed a fire air, you know.
Yeah, but you can also use that fire for gain. I mean, you could just jump all in and use that to benefit yourself too. So, but it just depends on if you want to absorb the punishment or not. Anyway, let's back off of that
I have a
subject.
thin skin, Chuck, and I cry easy.
No, you don't. No,
you
you
see
don't.
me.
So, what was your thought process on? I mean, were you just? I guess you just like to moderate. Why do you do it?
Well, I started just like everybody that's here today, watching somebody's content, and then you decide, oh, I'm going to make a content, hey, or a comment. Hey, that was cool. Whatever. I don't go, oh, that sucks. You're a dipshit. Thumbs down. You know what I mean? I just move away. But and I try to be positive. Try hard to be positive. And so you end up familiar on certain live streams or certain videos, right? Or certain content creators like Patia Droner, or now Brian's Thailand. Okay, Brian. I love drones. I love watching that stuff. It's just cool. And the content that he creates is seriously phenomenal. And on top of that, being into construction and everything and what he's doing, there's that relationship. We have something in common. So then came Nid, Eyes of a Thai. Well, that was my first, to answer Jimmy James, that was my first mod job. Brian says, hey, would you help mod? And I said, what's a mod do? That was the first gig. A lot of learning curve. You start taking things personal, you block and delete. And a lot of those people I was blocking and deleting are actually friends now. And we laugh about, oh man, you were so wet behind the ears. And so, but it started there. Oh God, I'm an insomniac. I'll go to bed if, 10 o'clock and I'm awake at 1, wishing I could sleep 7 or 8 hours straight. So that when I had my one-man show company, if I wasn't sleeping at 2 in the morning and I could go to a job, I would go to the job. I didn't have to wait till 6:30 or 7. I'd go work. And like I did a lot of restaurants. I've built a number of restaurants, and and then you end up with a contract with them. Hey, this is broken, that's broken, whatever. So it's always after hours. So I'd go in there, I'd pipe YouTube through the PA, right? The people that I'm watching or whatever. And if something came up that was interesting, I'd go, or a live stream. I'd just stop for an hour and do whatever because I was my own boss. Yeah. Injuries, my elbow, my wrist, recovery time, I ended up with a lot of time on my hands. So YouTube, while these arms and legs were healing, I was doing YouTube. So I was over 50 channels I was moderating before I came here. And I've cut it back, and I need to cut it back even more. I mean, I'm failing James miserably. I'm not there until like the end. And it's
too bad you can't figure out a way to be for hire. It seems like a lot of effort that you're doing.
Yeah, there's probably, I'm sure there's a way. But
I don't think I feel like you're not really interested in that really too much though.
But that's a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a commitment.
Sometimes
right?
It becomes like, gee, huh?
That's a commitment.
Yeah. I'm everybody knows I'm non-committal.
I always tell I am probably the least reliable person that you've ever met, because of my last life. I was like, I was the guy, and I had 2 phones that reminded me all the time that I was the guy. And I love being a stupid kid in the corner now, that just nobody really can depend on me very much, and I'm okay with that.
I think that's changed. That's changed.
There's some people, and let me answer this real quick before we continue, because there'll be other people watching this later. I don't have, this is live, so I can't really, I don't know what the actual footage looks like at the moment, but other than the noise outside, I'm kind of in like a big giant hallway upstairs, so there's an echo. I don't really have a, maybe in the future I'll have a soundproof studio to make everything perfect. So excuse the little echo. There's nothing I can do about it. But James is on it with the explanations, and I appreciate that, James.
Yeah, if you're, I wouldn't know what to do if you came to James's level.
I don't want to be that guy. That's not my character, right? I'd be out of character.
I wouldn't know what to do with that voice. If you had a voice like James, I'd be beside myself.
When I first met James, I knew his channel was going to take off because he's so smooth, with it. I mean, his words just kind of flow, and he's kind of a straight up guy. So let me ask you this, Mitch: who's your favorite? Don't try to appease me, but who's your favorite YouTuber? If you ever want to be on this show again.
Yeah. No, let me.
No, I'm just kidding. No, really, who's your favorite YouTuber? Seriously.
What's my favorite that I? Oh wow.
And why?
Gosh. I will.
Who do you find yourself watching the most?
I don't know. Here.
Maybe you shouldn't talk about it then.
This is yeah, I'll just post a link, and I'll do my thumbs up while we're there. This is what I enjoy watching. It's safe for work.
Okay, we'll wait for it.
There's a live chicken cam in the States.
What?
Doing paperwork and stuff. I'll put that on there and watch people feed the chicken.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'm kidding you. Gosh, dang it. That's really tough. Yeah, gosh, dang it.
I guess coming from somebody who moderates so many different channels, I think your main thing is just to try to focus on other people's, helping other people, right?
Yeah, but like I've said before, I got to like the content, what the person is trying to do, or like 2 seconds after I heard James talking, and it's boom, I like this guy. And then do I still like him? Yeah. Watch. But I have to, like I said, I have to enjoy the content, whatever it is, motorcycles, food, whatever. I have to like it. And then if it keeps me interested, I'll do it. It's like music. What's my favorite music? I can go from classical to rap, certain. Okay.
I could see from my point of from doing YouTube, I've got maybe 20. You know what? They never last forever. And I'm really the same way. Like I get bored quick with certain, like sometimes I'll watch these people digging, they're making like homes underground or building, not really bunkers, but they just dig a hole in the ground and they make like a make ready house, random stuff like it. Then I get bored with it. And then I go to something else. But I notice on my channel, like I'll have maybe 10 to 15 like regular people that watch, not every video, but consistently comment and stuff like that. But people, they lose, it's the same for them. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again, so they come and go.
That 53-minute one the other day, Chuck, I'm taking it in chunks. I'll be honest.
But
hey, that's just me, right?
Yeah. So it took me a long time to get to this point because when I first started vlogging everyday life videos, it was like really very difficult to make videos under 30 minutes. Like how do you run through an entire day in 15 minutes, when you really got nothing to talk about? So here's basically how I feel about YouTubing. Like you can only talk so much about Thailand, right? There's only so many things that you can share till you come to the end of the road. And you're like, shit, what do I talk about now? So I didn't want a channel like that. I just wanted to share my life and my everyday experiences, good and bad. And it's difficult sometimes, but it took me a long time to train people that hey, my videos are long. Go grab a beer, sit down, watch them. That's why over half of my viewers are in America, obviously, right? So they come home, they're trained that it's going to come on in the evening and they can sit down and relax. But I tell you what, now I have way more people that complain if it's under 20 minutes. They complain about it. Oh, it was too short. So it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So it's took me a long time to groom my audience to having that. But sometimes I'll break it up. But that one was pretty long. But I got a lot of decent feedback, from
wrong button.
I got some good. I don't know. It's more positive than negative. So it's it is what it is. So anyway, yeah. Enough about me. So any future Mrs. Mitches on the horizon?
No.
How long have you been here now, Mitch?
I just started counting. I 5.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.5 months. And yesterday, met up with a couple of nice gentlemen and Tom, Thailand Digital Nomad, and Kevin, good friend of ours. He's been here. One of them's been here 10 months, and he's like, "Is time going fast for you, Mitch?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, where does it go? It's just like you keep busy, keep having fun." And when I say having fun, it's like, having fun, not going partying all the time, but trying different foods, trying different soys, the beach, the mountains, caves, temples. Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about Thailand?
Really? Food. Yeah, I think food.
Is there anything that
the weather.
You won't eat?
Yeah, there's some things I've tried. There's just things. I don't like spiders. Okay. I'd rather encounter a snake any day of the week. And I was in Cambodia years ago and macho. Yeah. I eat this tarantula. I'm like, yeah, right on. I snapped that leg off and chewed on it. And it was, uneventful, but just the mental thing just threw me off. But you throw a field rat in front of me, cook it up, I'll eat the damn thing.
Have you ever eaten one?
Yes.
I haven't eaten one in Thailand. They're right down the street, like 2 times a week. You can go buy one here. They're really big in Isan.
Yeah.
I have one. I've had one in Korea before.
They raise them. Her brother raises them.
Yeah.
Up north, and man, they're some pretty healthy flipping rats. I mean, they do the field ones too, but these are actually farm raised. I mean, like 250 baht a kilo or more. Talking
about time flying in Thailand, it's it's the opposite for me. It's very strange because my day in the U.S. went by so fast because I had so much to do and like not enough time. It seemed like every single day, and really only lived for the weekends. And it was very difficult for me. Very difficult for me to take off for 5 to 7 days to go on vacation. So today we're here in Thailand. Like every day I make the best of every day. So the days actually go a little bit longer for me in Thailand because I'm not thinking about what I have to do in the next 30 minutes. And it's over before you know it, But for me, living in Thailand and being retired, time has slowed down a lot for me.
Oh, yeah, very. Yeah, it slowed down for me too. But next thing, looking back, it's like, wow, that was January. Now we're February.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, wow. And then I think all the things I did, just not enough time.
Right.
So I feel kind of bad. I'm normally all over the chat, all over saying hi to everybody. Posting.
You're a multitasker. It's okay. I get it.
But when I'm looking at the chat and doing the links and stuff, I look like this. I look like I'm pissed off.
So you live permanently in Pattaya, right? Is that you're
Yeah,
in Pattaya, right?
Pattaya, Jomtien. I'm in Jomtien.
Yeah, you're in Jomtien.
Yeah, 1568, soy 7. I'm just joking.
Just put a Google Map link down there.
Yeah. Okay, let me do that.
Yeah. So
What's up,
are
Mitch
you planning on traveling anywhere long term, anywhere else besides
Yeah, I won't be.
Chonburi Province?
I honestly don't think I'll be
Thanks,
at
Jeff.
this locale more than 9 months from now.
You have any plans on an expat?
No, I'm everywhere we've gone and everywhere I go, I'm always looking. Could I live here? Do I like this? Do I like this? There's some places that I really love, but I'm not quite that ready to slow down. There's so many conveniences here. I can do this store, that store, that store, whatever.
Yeah.
There's so many options.
But if you haven't stayed long term in these other places, how do you know there's not other options like Chiang Rai?
Exactly. So I'm planning to keep my base and then go for a month somewhere and really feel it out. Right. As for the girlfriend thing, the people talk about that all the time. What about that? You're gonna. I'm in no hurry for that. I have a lot of friends that are girls, but not for like a permanent relationship, right? But I want to find where I want to live first. Okay, so where I'm located now, I find someone that I really like, and she's from Timbuktu up north or south, and it's like I don't want to live there. So I'm going to find where Mitch wants to live, and then the girlfriend will come. Right? I'll find someone from there. Follow me?
Have you ever been to Udon?
Yeah. God, it was like 10 years ago, but yeah. I flew up there from Bangkok to Bangkok and up, and then rented a car, and we drove around a week and a half. Yeah. Did Erewhon Cave up there and the dinosaurs and all the stuff, and yeah. I liked it. I liked it there. I had fun.
You've never been up this way to NakhonPhanom, though, huh?
No, have not. And that's on the list too. That's on the short list. That'll be,
I really love this town. I mean, where I'm at in ThatPhanom, it's kind of, it's small, but NakhonPhanom, our province, the city, it's beautiful, And I try to show that in the videos. I mean, it's not hard to do, but there's not really a lot of stuff for foreigners, not very. I mean, every now and then the random stuff at macro, but anyway. So yeah, we've been chatting for about 45 minutes. Maybe it's time to answer some questions. Maybe not about 45 minutes, I think. So thank you very much
about my nails. Chats. I just saw that go by. I was just talking to Bob.
You got a smashed finger.
Yeah, I smashed my finger in the door of Tom's truck. Middle of the day, sober. Okay, just not used to closing it. But anyway, it's good to go. Anyway, Faw's going to do my nails again. We'll probably film it. Somebody will film it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Probably. Might be a couple
No insecurities there with me. I have no problem. My insecurities are when I get people say, "Oh, you're going to wear a bikini?" No, I won't. I joke about it, but no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun trip. Gochang for
Butterfly
5 days, and then 3 in Galkut. We're going to have a great time. If you guys got some questions for Mr. Mitch or me,
let me scroll through and see if something
the final segment here.
Got to make sure they're in.
Let's answer some questions. I think everybody's pretty much just making fun of you right now.
Yeah, I'm reading one here. It's well played, Mitch. James said. I'm like, no, Mitch, but I don't know what. I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, anyway.
I think Brock wants you to come stay at his place. No bars, but it'd be a good. I think Brock is in Australia, right?
Yeah. I've got Brock's home here pinned. It's on my list of places to see. We've together he's navigated me to his house and looked at his house, and I said, yes, I'll mow the lawn. Haven't done it yet, but.
Ron John, good to see you, Ron. Yeah, Ron, I bought a Superman shirt, like a T-shirt with a cape, and I thought I'm going to ride this thing on my bicycle. It's funny when I'm on that e-bike and I'm passing up a motorbiker, I throttle it down, and they're looking at me like, "What the hell is? What did I just see here?" And I thought, if I wore that Superman shirt, that would be a funny video right there.
What is my favorite place in Thailand? That's another one. I'm more of what? Okay, I like the sea. I like the water. I like the mountains. I like cool air. I like hot. So it's there's so many. I don't know. I really don't know. Gosh, what are you laughing at?
Let's see. Wadman, of course, I look at my analytics. I saw you pop this up earlier when I was talking about my long videos. Actually, I have over 50% watch time, so I can tell you most of my viewers watch most of the videos. So.
Oh, man. What would I tell a 2019, Mitch?
Thanks, Jake.
Go now. Do it now. I'm... Oh, was that really that Tony McDonald said that quote about shit you don't need and whatever? Yeah, I got it from Chuck, but yeah, thinking of George Carlin, yeah, I can remember him saying that. I got rid of all those CDs too. Gave them away. Yeah.
Jam, good to see you. Ask what kind of, do you have insurance in Thailand?
Me? Yeah. I'm Pacific Cross. I got that here. I started the process in Phuket when I was in Phuket during the sandbox.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have that Thai Life. I made a video on it.
Yep.
Thai Life insurance. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Why only 5, not 15? That's a question. Patty asked, yeah.
I don't know. I get bored after a few days. Every time I go to Koh Chang, I think, hey, let's just stay a couple months, and then after 10 days, I'm ready to go. So I don't know. I just do whatever I feel. We have a lot of stuff going on, so we got a bike trip too. We got to plan the following month. So I figured we would get back in time for a couple of weeks to sort out our next motorbike trip, which is going to be mid-March.
Couple questions there. Let's see. Jimmy Jones is talking about money. What's stopping him from coming is, So I have a budget, but I never look at it. I'm hard pressed to spend $2,000 US a month on everything I do and have done. Trips, hotels, higher prices, everything. I really have to work at, seriously.
I say
for me,
$1,500 is a good solid number because you're not going to spend that every single month. You're just not going to do it.
But like 2,000, I'm like, oh wow, and that's including buying my Aerox. So that was a fat month, right? And putting a deposit down on a place.
Well, Jimmy, think about this. So you spend your money and you got to go back and go to work with your tail between your legs. What about the time that you didn't enjoy your life while you were working, worrying about if you had enough money? So pretty much you're at home working with your tail between your legs instead of actually enjoying life. So life is pretty simple and it doesn't cost much money to enjoy life. But if you need a lot of things, then maybe retirement isn't something that you're ready to do. But just think about all the time that you've wasted not enjoying, worrying about the solid plan that, may never come, Thank you, Village Falang.
What do I miss?
Beer goggles.
Joe's
Yeah.
asking, what do I miss about the States?
Hey,
or
Joe.
anything? A number of things. I'll tell you something. I was watching one of your recent videos, and you were, I think, at a Robinson's going through the frozen food section or something, and I thought, man, I miss that. I don't even think about it until you show it. But
Are you talking about it in Texas there?
no, up here.
Oh,
You were on a recent trip. I forget where.
mhm.
You went to a grocery store, and you were showing some Phanong food, and I was like, oh, I miss that. But I miss going to my cousin's small ranch and getting my beef. I miss my beef, but not like, oh my God, I'm gonna, a proper Q-tip would be nice. If someone can tell me where to find one of those here, I'd be much appreciative. Yeah. There's probably more. I'll probably think of some more after I hang up.
J.E. says 5 pieces of advice for those moving to. I would say the one solid one is to don't bring your expectations to Thailand and just deal. You're on the other side of the planet, and everything is just completely different here.
Everything is different, and a lot's the same, but everything's different. Be patient. Patience. What's the word? What is it again? You were telling me, and I haven't learned it yet. Something, not sabai, but
Jai
like
yin
shorter.
yin.
Jai yin yin. That's it. Yeah, just chill, just relax. Don't get,
Mitch, do you have kids?
Yeah, I do.
Are they coming to
For a
Thailand?
long time, I thought when I came here when I was 17. Okay, you got to understand that. So when I'm out dating, I make sure they're a certain age because they can't be like born when I was here. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I have a daughter. She's 27. She's engaged to be married. They just bought their first home 6 months ago. My son's 24. He's engaged to be married. Both have gone to university. Now they both have careers. Yeah, good to go. That's it. And I do not want any more.
Yeah.
I'm 58.
I fixed that problem a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just yeah.
I got 3 kids. My youngest one might come. Yeah, that was easy enough for me. But my other 2, they all working, so they're not. My kids aren't. They don't have time. They will come eventually, but they just American dream.
My children have been to Pattaya.
Oh.
Yeah, family vacation. Daughter was 8, son was 4, and that's back when I was a part owner in a business, and we did all the family stuff. I mean, there's so much to do, and our dive shop was on a soy that beer bar, dive shop, beer bar, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, whatever. Okay, so when we're out in front of the shop, relaxing, having a beer after a long day, my kids are sitting on the laps of employees of the establishments next door or over here. My son's playing Connect 4, and my wife's just having a good old time, loving it. American wife, no problem, because she came here in 1982 from the same high school, so she'd already been here as well. So yeah, they've been here a number of times. We've done everything from River Kwai, Koh Samet, Hellfire Pass and all that. I try to teach them a little bit of history,
Brock says Mitch, you can't spend your money because Chuck keeps buying you food and toys.
Yeah. They haven't showed up yet, though. Where are they at?
I don't think you want to see
Lazada.
the blow up
Lazada.
doll and the
Yeah, keep going through there because I can't read.
Tommy J. Good to see you, Tommy. Tommy, Mr. Mitch, what's your biggest negative about living in Thailand? Here we go.
The negative. Oh man. YouTube.
Yeah. I agree with that one. YouTube's a dark world, isn't it? It's crazy.
Like, oh my word, it's unbelievable. I've never seen children play on a playfield and fight like that. But Mom, Timmy hit me first. It's like, what the? Anyway, so we don't need to go there. My biggest negative is kind of a self thing. Is I mentioned it yesterday. I miss my bench. I miss my hobby bench, right? I mean, I could get one, I could do it and everything, but I got rid of all my tools, and I'm a hands-on person. So when I'm, some people build a puzzle, some people read a book, some just listen to music, some meditate. That's my meditation, is fixing something or taking something apart, But I miss that. So that's one of the things about the States. But a negative I find is, oh my word, my inability to speak Thai, because it's very frustrating to find a widget or something. You go in and ask for, do you have this? No have. Now you go into Home Depot in the States or Lowe's or whatever. Yeah. Holy smokes. Look at that. That's like, yeah, that looks the same. Did you steal yours from that hotel too? No.
I did. It's a YouTuber tool.
It is. But you go in a store in the States and, hey, do you have this? And they're like, no, but we got this will work for you. This, that, and the other thing, right? Here it's like it's a cultural thing, I believe. I don't know. But it's like, no, I do not have that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like volunteering, but you try that. So it's frustrating because I don't speak the language.
Let me ask you something about your hobby. Have you discovered anything in Thailand that you like that you didn't know that you liked?
Boy, wow, good question. I like sitting on a bar stool with a bunch of guys complaining about life. I really enjoy that.
Maybe you like analyzing that more than doing it, I think.
No, I have found some things that aren't family friendly. I've talked about it before. Like Kevin, 30 and Wakeham, says, "Hey man, you try Tinder," and I'm like, I like meeting people. I don't like the digital or whatever you call it, date, online dating, and I'm like, So I would look at condos, right? I mean, that's kind of I wouldn't say that's a hobby though. That's more of a lifestyle choice.
This is actually a great story. I hope you complete it.
Oh, okay. Well, I needed a place to live, right?
Yeah.
So in order to find something I like, I have to see it. So I go on Facebook Marketplace, literally, say, oh, I like that one. And there may be 5 different listing agents because they own this one or that one or that one. So they're representing somebody. So I would literally pick the one that had the best picture of a person, not just like a condo or something. And then it's yes, send message, yeah. Is this available? Yes. And then the next thing you know, within 24 hours, I'm standing in front of hopefully in my case, hopefully a female, because they want to rent the place, right? Mm-hmm. So you're a client, so they're ultra friendly. So the door's already open.
This reminds me of an episode of Wedding Crashers.
So then it's like you can ask questions here that you get thrown in jail in the States. Do you have a boyfriend? Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have this? Where are you from? I'm from Buriram. I'm from whatever. I'm from whatever. Are you hungry? You want to, you know what I mean? There's a date. Boom. You got, I hate it. I like having somebody across the table or around me when I'm eating, because it just feels absolutely stupid to sit there and eat by yourself.
I'm imagining now all of these ladies getting hundreds of phone calls to show condos for people that aren't interested actually in condos. I feel sorry for these ladies now.
Trust me, I'm not the only one. In fact, a friend of mine, friend of ours, friend of the channel, we were talking about he and I coached some agents on how to cut to the chase, how to know if these people are really interested in the, condo.
Well, that's
that's
interesting. That's very interesting tactic, I will say. That's definitely
but
one that I've never
people
heard.
ask all the time. I've in different streams. The questions are, well, how do I find a girl? Where do I just go out and talk to people? Go to the mall, go to a shop, and just you're buying some socks or something.
Yeah,
spark up a conversation.
It's very easy to meet
the noodle lady, whatever.
Yeah, they're very curious about you. And yeah, it's really easy. In the West, it's like you said, you got to really be careful to try to be friendly to everybody. I'm friendly. I say even in the U.S., I say hello to everybody. And I catch myself going through like the grocery store saying, trying to have a conversation with the lady trying to give me the free ice cream cup, and she's looking at me like, why are we still talking? Just take the cup and get the
Just take the cup and go. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sometimes I miss Saturday mornings at Costco because I could eat my way through the store and be good, and then get a hot dog on the way out for $1.50 and a Coke.
Yeah. A slice of pizza.
That kind of thing. Yeah, a slice of pizza. It's fun. Speaking of these nice people I've met through Facebook Marketing and looking at condos, they're still my line contacts, and I can still message them and say, would you like to have dinner? Mm-hmm. I had dinner with Aggie and Leaf when they came through town, and I was like, oh shit, I don't have anybody to go with me. So I messaged one of my friends and I said, hey, you want to have dinner tonight? She says, yeah. As soon as I'm done with work, I'll be there. She's a property agent. And we just had dinner.
Can you tell us like your worst experience that you've had with a woman here in Thailand by your tactic?
This one wasn't through my tactic, but it was again YouTube. I was not dating, but hanging out sometimes with this young lady, and next thing you know, I get this message, and it's a picture of me walking out of Route 66. So it's a screenshot. So I had Thanksgiving dinner or lunch at Route 66 here in Pattaya on the dark side. So she was following me around. Is this you? I said, yeah, that's me. And then next thing you know, I'm getting pictures. This was on our trip, the motorcycle trip. I'm getting these pictures of all you do is eat, I mean, stuff like that. And I was like, God dang it, man. Like stalking, you know what I mean?
Right.
So word of advice, if you have a watering hole that you like to go to, like me, the Wombat, I don't advertise it to anybody. I mean, I'm advertising it now and whatever, but it's like, don't eat where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep them separate.
Right.
Because if they get jealous, which is common, it hasn't happened to me.
You remember Kevin in Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I've never been part of the bar scene here, but I remember him giving some advice, and I thought, that's brilliant advice for people that want to come play the walking street game, right? So he said the best thing to do is wherever you're located out, start at the very end and work your way back to to where you're at, because what happens is if you start somewhere in the beginning or the end, eventually you're going to have to walk past these places to get to the next stop, and these girls are going to recognize you, and then all of a sudden you're going to find yourself with a whole lot of problems. So the best thing to do, start at the end and then work your way back. I thought that's some brilliant advice. Still risky, but good advice.
Very sound advice. I never had the opportunity to meet Kevin, but he graciously answered my emails. I quit. Another thing. So I've been coming here since 1981. Yeah, but you know what? I learned something new yesterday. Okay, I mean, life's ever changing, ever evolving. Wherever you're at in the world, it changes. So we're going through a growing spurt, if you want to call it a change, major change now. We, the world, it's not going to be the same it was 2 years ago. It's not going to be the same as it was yesterday. That's just life. Yeah. So roll with it, adjust, adapt, whatever. I mean, that's a big thing.
I notice, a lot of times things change, and we typically don't like change for sure, but we complain about it, we fight it. But, when it's over, a lot of times it's like, you know what, it's actually better. But going through the motions is very difficult, I think, for us to deal with. But you never know what's going to happen. And we always think of the people that are planning these things are idiots, and they should just leave it the way it is. But like you said, and like I do say all the time in my videos, nothing lasts forever. Nothing. And especially in Thailand, it changes quite a bit. I think because when we're back home, we're so stuck in our normal routine of life, doing the same crap over and over again. We don't really get to see outside of our own little space, So here, we see a lot of stuff changing. We don't like it, but it's going to happen, no problem. You just got to deal with it. Don't expect it to be what you always. Pattaya is going to change. They wanted to change it before all of this mess. It was talked about many years ago, and I don't. It's going to change regardless. So anyway, enough about.
Yeah, I was up at the Pattaya City sign on the hill yesterday at about 5:15. Did a little exercise walk thing on the hill, and I'm just standing there reflecting, thinking, gosh, I remember when they were driving the piles for Bali High Pier. And I remember when that flipping tower crane went up for that piece of crap building that's still an eyesore. All that down below, people know what I'm talking about. You see that Bali High Pier, and you see that blue circular thing and all that. That's all motorboats. Just hundreds of them, and oil and grease and crap. And hang on a second, I got to take care of something on the something here real quick.
Multitasking.
Never mind, took care of it. Thanks, Brock. Good man. Thank you, sir. So, like I said, it changes. I mean, they moved everybody out into the bay. You can't park here. You can't park there. The pier, and then everything's changing. It's just ever changing. And I was thinking, man, that building wasn't there. That building wasn't there. That building wasn't there. That building wasn't. I mean, it's just, Kevin, Thailand.
Gator Jake, thank you for that. Yeah, I got to meet Kevin a few times. Kevin always tried to be like you. He tried to be involved in a lot of different YouTubers. When I started, there wasn't now there's so many Thailand-based YouTubers. It's crazy. There's a lot. But he would try to reach out to everybody and give advice, on how to handle certain things like negative people. And, he would analyze the content. Hey, I think you need to do that. You need to pan a little slower, this and that. But I got an opportunity to meet him when we were making a trip down to Pattaya. And really a genuine, super nice guy off of the camera, and would do anything for you. He was really a nice guy. So, but nothing lasts forever, You never know.
No, it doesn't. Okay. I knew one of my friends, one of my former business partners from Thailand. I knew he had cancer, and I was pushing to get here, so I really wanted to see him. And I arrived in August, and I hadn't gotten any emails or anything like that. And I was thinking, you know how it is in Thailand. Drove by the shop. It's shuttered. You know, the doors are closed. I figured out COVID took care of that. You know, another business down the tubes. And he wasn't there, but the third partner owned it in the end. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And about 2 weeks after I got here, I'm riding up the road and holy crap, it's open. So I whipped around, pulled in. I could go, this would be an hour-long story here, but basically I found out that business partner number 1 had died in June, and Robert died, not long after. Brain cancer, pancreatic cancer, and brain cancer. I found that out on the same day. 2 of my good friends died. Life's too short.
Makes you think about how fragile life is.
You know, I've got my mom has COVID. She's still hospitalized. She's 85 and has every underlying condition you can think of. I mean, she's a breast cancer survivor, but her blood work's all messed up from all the crap, you know, they do to you. And I she's 85, you know, and she had me as a son. I mean, crap. That's hard on anybody, right?
Right.
5 kids. So here, the choice: do I go home or not? No, I decided. I said my goodbyes early on, and we talked online. We video chat. We haven't in the hospital, but I talked to my dad and siblings and stuff. So, you know, it's a conscious choice. You just do what you got to do. Does it suck? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I know after 67 years of marriage, my mom and dad, I know when one goes, the other's going to go. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't like funerals or death, you know.
No, I don't do it well. I mean, I've been to a number, too many, far too many.
That's why I told Paige, I said, I don't want a big deal. I want to be burned and, if possible, put out to sea. You know, knowing Paige will probably she'll either put me in the toilet and say I'll get there eventually, or dump me in the Mekong.
Yeah,
I don't want a physical place to where people have to maintain it or feel guilty about having to come.
You nailed it. You nailed it, big time. Because I felt obligated. I was in the state. My brother died in '88. I was still stationed in Germany, right? And I hadn't seen him in 2 years. And but we had spoken on the phone, but rarely. You know, it was like, oh, I got to spend a lot of money on a phone call. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's my younger brother. I'm in my early 20s. But he died, and when I was in K-Town, Kaiserslautern, he was going to be cremated, right? By the time I got home from the flight, we're going to bury him. And I was like, what the? So here's this beautiful location, total waste of real estate, in my opinion, but cemetery. And so now I feel obligated on birthdays or Christmas and say, I got to go over here. I got to go over there. It's just like, I don't want that for me.
Yeah.
Like if I die in the Seattle area, my kids, everybody knows the plan. Torch my ass and dump me on Mount Rainier. And it doesn't matter if it's the top, as long as you're on Mount Rainier proper. I've told them, I don't care if it's in the honey bucket or the outhouse. Okay. Just jump me on Mount Rainier, because then you can see it on a beautiful day. You can see Mount Rainier from so many places. You can say, you can think of Mitch. You don't have to go to some bloody cemetery. Right. And if I die here, they have specific instructions for that, written instructions.
So, to get off that subject about dying, you have Billy asked if you have a routine in Pattaya now.
My normal routine. Rain or shine, drink or no, I try to get out of the house at 4 to 4:30 a.m. and exercise. It doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes or an hour walking. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need that, and sometimes it's midnight, but normally I walk. I do a walk, but then there's those occasions when, you know, James is live and he's on a walk. So I'm like, I guess I'll be doing my walk later. Mm-hmm. Right. And then I got to have breakfast. I found 2 places where I can get my soup. I'll do the I don't want to advertise Wombat. I'll have breakfast with guys there, but generally I don't like to eat a breakfast like that. I like my soup. Well, like when we're on the trip, you saw what I was eating. I like my soup in the morning. Yeah, it's good to go. So routine, your routine is just living for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, well, I have to do some laundry. I'll do some laundry. I hang up the laundry. I could have it done for pennies, right? But I got a washing machine. Just throw it in there and hang it up. Done.
Right.
Things are more of an adventure. You when you go to just the store to do some basics, it's not like I go to Macro or Costco and have a ton of stuff and put it in the fridge. And my fridge is only so big, right? So I'm frequently in the store more often, and then you're hunting for things, and there's that adventure. Next thing you know, it's like, holy crap, it's 4 o'clock. I mean, the day is done. So I like my sauna. I like my pool time, which is right above me. In the condo, and there's a gym there, and I swear I look at it when I walk by. I look at it. Nice gym. Mm-hmm. I walk by. I haven't got that into my routine.
You are looking a little thinner, by the way. Maybe
I just think it's the filter I'm using. No, I people tell me that I see myself on you guys' videos, and I just go, oh my God.
We have the widescreen on ours, and it makes me look really poo-poo-y, but it's okay.
Oh, I have various beverages in there, Gator, in the fridge.
Hey, Neil made I like Neil's response to this.
Not to see your loved ones while they're still alive. They get to see you one last time, and you've had the time when they die. It's pointless to go to a funeral. Yeah. Like I said, when I came here, when I said, Mom, Dad, I'm making the move. Okay. I talked about it for years. It's just like you have someone with cancer. They're in the hospital dying. You know, they're going to die. They die. You feel like shit. You knew it was coming. So I said, okay, it's here. I sold my house. I sold it. Boy, right at the sweet spot. I busted my ass in the .com bust in the 2008 real estate crash. I lost my ass.
Yeah.
But this time I finally got a good, I sold it at optimum time.
We had another YouTuber pass away, and I hate to say it, it's been so long, but I don't even remember. He lived up in Chiang Rai, and he had a heart attack, and he had some problems with the surgery afterwards, and he ended up passing away. Anyway, a group of YouTubers got together and wanted to go to the funeral. And I just felt like I don't really know this guy, and I feel weird. I've only spoken to him on the computer. I've never met the guy personally. And I feel weird about trying to go to somebody's. I feel it's like some kind of self-indulging thing more than respect. For me personally, if I don't, when you go to funerals and you see like family members that you haven't seen like forever, then all of a sudden they're coming out and giving respect. Well, where were you when this guy was, he was passing away or in his life? I feel like I'd rather just have, like you said, my communications before they die and then just let it go. But I don't know. I brought up that other one, but I don't like funerals to begin with, unless it's somebody that I'm really close to, then I will.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to get on a plane and go all the way to the other side of the planet and manage that. But if you've already made your peace, then I think that's the best.
I did, and I have to live with that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody say you hear a lot of times, well, you have any regrets? Oh no regrets. Yeah, I like the song. I've had a few, absolutely, but you deal with it. A lot of good stuff going by here. I wish we were watching a little closer.
I'm missing a lot of. I'm way up top still.
Dr. Phil, the show needs Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, yeah.
I saw Dr. Phil the other night. I was at a bar. I sent Dave's group chat a video. I said to Amazon. Anyway, let me look at these here. Boy, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, Graham. I regret not remembering his name, but yeah, Graham Breyer.
Oh yeah, Graham. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could get into the YouTube thing about the vile,
Yeah.
dark side of that YouTube.
Yeah.
Comes to that, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so now I'm seeing, yeah, he was cute. What Brock said. What the who was cute?
Talking about you, probably.
No, far from it. Oh, another thing. Talk about. Remember, I told you about that. Nah, shit, that's too much. That's the We'll save that for the geriatric channel. And Dave goes on.
Going Gray says, for both of us, do you plan to stay in Thailand for the rest of your lives?
Yes, that's mine. I plan to stay here until I decide not to stay here or they kick me out. I mean, this is it. I mean, this is my base.
I plan to never make any plans.
That's just it.
I want this to be our
change
home
my
base,
mind.
but you never know what happens in life. Just think of all the things in your life that says, even relationships or jobs and everything. Like, oh, this is it. You're the special one, or this is an awesome job, or I'm never going to leave this town, or I love this house. Just where is it now? It's probably not with you. I mean, nothing lasts forever. So why think about if this is, just enjoy the moment. This is probably this. I would love for this to be our home base. Maybe one day Paige will get sick of me and say, hey, go away. You never know what's going to happen, right? So my plan is to have this as our home base for the rest of our life, and then travel and see the world. But no, the worst thing you can do is plan for indefinitely, because it's only thoughts. It's never.
No, I mean, look
what reality.
2019. I mean, we've gone 2 years. When you're looking at 50 years old or 60 years old, 2 year chunk's a good chunk, and then another 2 years.
Yeah.
It's like it marches on, and without knowing what to say here, I'm just thinking, I can't plan. Am I going to stay here forever? I plan on it, but that's the case.
You plan on
I mean, I see guys geriatricing, walking across the street thinking, God, I don't want to walk across the street when I'm like that here. I hope I'm in the country somewhere. I mean, it's just, but this is, I think
it's important in life to plan. Like, you need a plan, an ultimate plan for how you want to live your life. So you got to think of, you got to think about what you want, come up with a plan, and then make all the sacrifices to make your ultimate goal happen. And my goal was to retire early, and I worked on that, made all the sacrifices. Is it going to last forever? Like, going back to money, like, how do you know how much money is going to last you forever? Because you don't know what's going to happen. What if you get in a severe accident, and that leaves you financially crippled as well? There's so many unpredictable what ifs out there. So it's difficult to plan, especially financially, A lot of these guys, they meet maybe they find their true love in Thailand, right? Maybe that's the real deal, and it's going to last forever. But she needs, you provide for her and her family, and then all of a sudden you've spent way over your budget. Maybe you're still with the girl, but you spent way too much money. Now what? I've had some people that had to go back to work. A lot of them went overseas and did a couple-year tour overseas, made a whole lot of money and came back, but they spent their wad not realizing that was going to happen. But it was their choice. And then there's a whole bunch of them that spent the money, and then the lady said, by the way, I'm kind of done with you. So you have to be smart but never spend more than you really have. I mean, you got to know, this is what I have. This is my budget. Unless you have an endless pension and you have a crap load of money coming in, and it's going to regain momentum, even if you make stupid mistakes, I think that's the best position to be in. But if you only have a block of money, then you got to be careful and budget. And you have to plan
exactly.
to save. Some things you have to plan.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm looking at the comments again, guys.
go ahead and look at the comments. I've drank too much coffee. I'll be right
I mean, you should totally do a live stream. That'd be great. I appreciate that, Jace. Yeah, I mean, just so many very nice comments. Much appreciated. They haven't gone unnoticed. I haven't said anything. Dark side, that was an answer, but it's no bars with all the lights and no street lights and stuff back in the day. So dark side. Songkron's a good time to find. Hey, Richard. Oh, thanks, Joe. Sorry about the family. I'm sure you're talking about my mom and stuff. Yeah, I understand. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's it sucks really. And Pop, he'll call me at midnight, 1 a.m. here, Thai time, and excuse me, their time. He'll call me in the afternoon, and it's midnight or 1 a.m. there. I'm like, what are you doing? Because I get that call, and I get that instant, oh shit, I better fucking brace myself, kind of a call, right? It's like, why? Oh, I can't sleep, I said, well, I know where I get that shit from. So, and he's getting forgetful, not Alzheimer's, slight dementia coming on now, and it's part of living is that. Yeah, last place in Patty to get powered street lights. Exactly. It's like running from a bear. Just don't be the slowest when you're running from a bear. Speaking of bears, I told my children, I said, I was having a couple years ago an argument with my dad. He was driving me nuts. And I says, Jesus, if I get like that, take me up to Mount Index, pour some honey and oats on me, and let the bears get me. And my daughter says, no problem, Dad. We'll feed you to the bears.
Take you out to the hogs.
Yeah, take you out to the hogs. Oh, man. Yeah, the bear.
Did you already see this one by Django?
That's, it's crazy. I'll look at something and there's this, it has to do, like when I had my job, I'm committed to the job, and moderating, I'm committed to the friend, right? Oh, James is live. Oh, Chuck's live, whatever. And whoever, I'm like, oh, so I'll take 15, 20, whatever. I'll pull over. If I'm going to Terminal 21 or whatever, I'll pull off on the side of the road and I'll sit there and go chat, hey, moderate a little bit. It's just what I do. I guess you'd say that's my hobby. I've been here 5.5 months. Retirement visa. Yeah, 5.5 months.
You know what? We forgot to ask. We forgot to talk about that. How exactly? What kind of visa are you here on?
Okay. Normally, I thought for many years, when I'd land, boom, you'd get a visa, right? I thought that was a tourist visa, but no, that's just visa on arrival, 30-day. And then you do the border runs or whatever. Times change. But an actual tourist visa is a 60-day visa that's extendable for another 30, for 90. So that's what I did. And with the world situation, don't send me any messages. Jake. No, anyway, it pops up on my screen. Remind me what I was saying, Chuck.
You were talking about the 90-day and 60-day and getting a 30-day
yeah,
extension.
because of the world situation, the COVID thing, I had to mail my stuff to the LA consulate, the consulate in LA. So they did all that processing. So I got my visa and that way. So I got a 60-day, and then once you arrive, you can extend it for 90. But I'd already prearranged. Not sorry. Thanks, Jake. Block. No. I'd already. James had done a great vlog on a company and that did visa stuff, and there's all kinds of them out here. And that's why I chose here as well, because there's more foreigners here. So there's more businesses tailored to foreigners. So it's easier to get something done for me. That's my thinking. But anyway, went to the place and did the paperwork for the retirement visa, and they held my hand through the process. It was about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I think. You know, you initially turn in the paperwork, then they call you back, and then you go open your bank account. They lead you by the hand to do that. And then they take it to immigration, go through there, and then boom, pretty soon it comes in the mail.
So did you actually have your money in the bank account at the time, or did they take care of all of that for you at first? Did you have
They
enough
took care of
time?
that for me at first, yeah.
At first, yeah.
Because I was like, well, we're going to go to the bank. Oh, okay. I'm prepared, right? How much do I need to put in, right?
Yeah.
Do I do the monthly allocation or do the whole 800? What do we do? And I put, when I'm in the bank, give them your phone number as you're filling out the paperwork. Next thing you know, my phone beeps and says, welcome to the bank, right? I was like, oh, that's cool. Put my phone down. Next thing you know, beep, beep. Oh, you have 500 baht. Oh, wow, cool. And then about 10 more minutes goes by. It's in Thai and English, you know, the bank stuff. And my phone beeps again. I look down and it says, oh, thank you for here's your deposit of 800,000. And I looked over at
Cha-ching!
I looked over at the lady, at the agent, and I said, so I'm going to go buy that condo now. Because we were talking about condo. And I said, I'm going to go get that. No, you cannot buy. It's like, no, I'm joking. But during this process, I saw this gentleman. He had a little backpack on, and he's kind of hovering around. And everybody in the bank seemed to know him. Right? I'm like, who's that? She said, oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, he physically made a deposit and physically took the deposit. Okay. I won't say anything else about who he was or any of that kind of stuff. But they did that. So now I'm legit. It's legit. It's something I didn't want to do because I felt uncomfortable before I even went to the thing. I said, I'm not going to do this kind of thing, but it happened. And so I'm good to go as long as I do my put my money in.
Let me get your opinion on something, because I don't know, and I'm trying to plan for my mom to come. So I'm thinking the best thing for me to do. I have an attorney. I need to talk to him in Bangkok. But if they do this deposit for you, and then you go to get your visa extended next year, and they want to see your yearly statement, how's that work for your extension? Do you have to continue to keep going through this agency? Or, I mean, what if they show this blind spot in your account when you're getting extended? How's that going to work?
That's a good question. Very good question. Yeah.
I guess you'll just have to see how that happens. I may tell you, well, you're going to have to go see the agency again.
Well, I've got the deposits covered already. Yeah.
But they want to see right now the current rules. I know rules are.
There was a gap of a week.
Okay. Well, I mean, who knows? Depends on. I think you're in the best spot to deal with your immigration is in Chonburi. Like, they're the easiest. But for me, like, if I go below 400,000 baht, I'm done. Like, they won't extend it for me because I've dropped below the required amount that's needed for the visa. You got to have 800 3 months prior and 800 3 months after your renewal, and then it can't drop below 400 at any given point. So I just wondered, how could that play out in the eyes of the immigration officer seeing that, what you did? But maybe it's different in Chonburi, but I'll be curious how it works out next year for you.
Okay,
are you going to try to do it yourself next year, or are you going to continue to use
Yeah, I'll do it myself. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it myself. Like I said, that whole situation made me comfortable with Bank A, right?
Yeah.
And the thing. So fast forward 2-3 days, I'm at Bank B, and I'm opening up an account, and I'm putting my money in that account.
Mm-hmm.
So I put my 820,000 in the bank.
Right.
and it's just sitting there doing this thing, doing nothing.
Right.
So I'm covered. So because that worried me. I don't know what would happen, but it seems to me that it wouldn't be a good thing or even worry about it. I mean, God, that would
I
suck,
try.
wouldn't it?
I don't have you worried now, do I? I think the easiest way to do this still is with the agency, because it's too much. You come here and really coming here on a tourist visa and obtaining your visa in Thailand is the absolute best way to do it. But I think that the best way to do it initially is to start out. See, for me, there's no agency where I'm at in my province. There's just no agency. But if you're in an area like Bangkok or Chon Marie, then let's see.
Question to mentor. Yes, they do. CDs and all that kind of stuff. And Ron John, correct. They want to see activity in your account at least 60 days before renewal. And that's I pay my phone bill out of my bank account. And then
But I know there's a lot of people here on my channel that they just have an account with 800, maybe $1 million baht or 800,000, and they don't use. That's just an account they use for immigration, and their spending account comes from somewhere else, and somehow I don't think there's a rule that says you have to have. I've never seen that in writing where you actually have to have activity, but they want to see the yearly statement, making sure that you have had this money in the account all year. That's the reason. That's the reason for the new, which happened last year, because they used to only go 3 months back. They only wanted to see 3 months prior to your expiration. But this guy here says, Chuck, do you have an account in a Thai bank with an American branch? I'm just curious the best way to get money over there. Walking in with 40K cash, probably not going. Actually, you can bring, like I brought quite a bit of money initially over here, but I actually sent 40,000, and I learned this, it wasn't really that big of a deal, but we set up an account here, and I sent 40K at one time back when the exchange rate was like 30, it was like 36 point something. This was like 5 years ago. And I sent 40,000. And then I'm at work, working on a car. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call, or the manager transfers a call back to the shop. And it's the bank asking me why I did a wire transfer for 40K. And I'm like, because I wanted to, I got shit to do. After the conversation a few times, I had a phone call from the IRS, and I'm like, I got angry. I was like, why are you people? This is my money. It doesn't matter what I'm.
10,000 mark.
I've already paid taxes on it. Leave me alone. Click. That happened 3 times, and she called back and she says, Mr. Hunnicutt, I'm going to seize your account here in about 3 seconds. I'm going to seize everything you got until you have a conversation with me. She says, I can understand your frustrations, but we need to have a conversation. I'm like, this is the craziest thing. I've never experienced this in my life. Like, this is my money, but she said, all I want to know is why are you sending this large amount? We have to ask you a couple questions. They want to make sure I'm not financing terrorism. And in my mind, it's like, who gives a shit what I'm doing? It's my money, but they want to make sure I'm not. I had to tell them what I'm doing. I'm retiring and I'm moving to Thailand, and I'm investing.
All right, it's a good one.
Anyway, that was a weird thing, but
Yeah,
you can see large amounts of money.
I lose my patience with calls like that. But yeah, anything over that 9,909, man.
Yeah.
And
when we send money, we don't send. If you send the exact same amount repetitiously, it also throws a flag. But typically, anything over 10 grand, you can watch.
I use Wise transfer money, or from. I've heard there's like Citibank, I believe, has a U.S. and a Bangkok branch or a New York branch. I don't know, but I never got to that point. New law coming in effect soon that makes it in Thailand with no spout. The money goes to Thailand. Anyone heard that? Interesting take. Yes,
think
it's
that
interest
might happen
bearing.
anywhere.
Somebody asked that. Do you wax your chest? Asking for a friend. I'm still waiting for you to get here, Jake. You can do that. But that question about that, I think with international laws and stuff, no, I think it'll go back to somewhere. If you have somebody in the United States or your home country that would get that through, inheritance.
Make sure they have your passcode or something. I don't know. They can just transfer
Yeah.
the money out. Elliot Harris, what you do is
Find
find
U.S.
a
bank
U.S. bank
correspondent relationship. Yeah, and I think Citibank's one of them that does it.
As you know, you have to file an FBAR every year. I think most Americans, and I've mentioned this quite a few times in videos, but if you're an American citizen, you have to file this FBAR report if you have anything over 10,000 at any given point in
Right.
1 year in an account. So you have all it is. It's very simple to do, and the deadline is the same. Actually, living overseas, we automatically get an extension, but I don't know on the FBAR. I think it has to be done by April 15th, but it takes really a couple minutes to sign up and do it, and you just whatever your highest amount in your personal account at that year, and then. Because what happens is, and for an American, the bank has to file a 1099 to our government every year as well. So, and this is just to make sure that people, they want to collect their taxes, right? So it's all about money. But yeah, I think if you're going to move to Thailand or move to any country outside of your own, you need to do the research to find out what, especially, from wherever you're from, what the rules are with paying taxes, how long can I be gone? Some countries, like Canada, you can't be gone longer than 6 months or you lose your insurance, stuff like that. So you need to find out that information prior to making a leap outside of your country. Yes.
Yeah, interesting. That foreign bank account report.
Yeah, you need to do that also, because if you have 800K, obviously you have over 10,000. So you just got to go online and be careful when you go online because there's a couple of fake ones that want to charge. This is a free filing thing. Don't go on one that want to charge you. You got to go to the actual .gov site and file online, and then it's super easy to do. And I just always just save it and put it in a file in my cloud, on the internet.
I like that. Stephen Kenny says, to a certain degree, if you plan anything past lunch, you're a fool. There's some merit to that one.
I try not to do that at all. And I don't half the time. My wife comes up here and goes, "Are you ready?" And
So I'll be honest. I made my initial bookings, right? Trot, Koh Chang. Haven't done Kokut yet, but after that, I haven't looked at all the messages in the chat. So I don't know what you guys have planned, but I'm just going to roll with it.
I'm done with the planning. Like the cheerleading is stopped for me.
With 3 people, right?
Well, you're traveling with James, so you're at the mercy of James. So James will have to guide you through the rest. So my plan is to take a slow boat from Koh Chang all the way to Kokut, and then the only thing is coming back, because not to get off our little, we're just kind of talking in personal here, but instead of leaving Koh Chang, getting on the mainland, driving to the next port in Trat, getting on another ferry, going to Kokut, I'm just going to get on a slow boat. Takes 2 hours to get from Koh Chang to Kokut, party, do whatever you want, and then come back, which will actually save time by the time you go all that route. But coming back is a little difficult because I'm either going to have to spend the night, one more night on the island is probably what we're going to do, or get off and then spend the night in Trat. So no plans, just whatever it is. But I think that the best way is just the last day at Kokut, get up, relax, eat your breakfast, and whatever the time the boat comes, we get on the boat and head back. So.
Yeah, I tell you what, riding with James and Fa was really nice, actually. Great conversation, great banana chips and treats and donuts. And
will there be any testing required going from province to province?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Greg? Actually, I've been around. I've never seen that. Like even through the heat of this, we've been traveling around since, there was a very short period of time where they said we can't leave the province, but I've never, ever, ever had anybody test me going from province to province. Now, that being said, to get on the island of Koh Chang, you either have to before you enter the island, when you get to the ferry, the rule is they want to see your vaccination. You only have to have one to get on Koh Chang, or you have to go to a clinic or a hospital and you can do a 72-hour PCR test or a 48-hour ATK test. But they want to make sure that you're either test negative or have the vaccine before you enter Koh Chang, and that's the same as the other islands as well. But from province to province, inside traveling, that would be very time consuming and very difficult for them to stop traffic and do all that stuff, or even check documents and stuff. It would be impossible for them to do that. I don't know of any province in Thailand that's doing that or able to do that.
Skip Media has a question there, Chuck, that you may know a little bit about.
Will a retirement visa work for me if I plan on initially spending 6 months in Thailand and 6 months in the U.S. until 55, with at least is less than 4 years? I have to do a reentry permit each time, correct? Yeah, you're going to get a 1 year. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to have to get You're going to have to get a visa, which I would get inside of Thailand. Just come here for the 60-day with a 30-day extension and apply for your 1 year. Now you can get a multiple entry visa. I think it's like 36 or 3,800 baht. I'm sure somebody knows here in the chat, but you just buy this thing. Or if you know you're only going to leave one time, it's 1,000 baht to leave, one re-entry permit just to leave and then come back. If you're not going to leave the country more than 3 times, it's not worth getting the multiple entry visa anyway. But yeah, you just need to make sure you're back in Thailand before the expiration date of your visa so that you can renew it, or you're going to have to start over again. But there are a lot of people that get their OA visa in the States, and they don't have to initially if you go to Washington, D.C. and get a 1 year visa, you don't have to bring your money into Thailand, but you have to leave and come back and do it again in the U.S. So a lot of people do that. Klaus, my friend, he used to do that. He used to go back to Sweden every year and get his visa in Sweden, which didn't require him to bring money into Thailand. Yeah, Toby says 3,800 baht. I hope that over answers your question. But there is no 6 month visa. Actually, you can do 2 90 days, but not back to back.
Yeah. What else here? Let me scroll through. Voice activated.
I was curious with all the entry testing if it applies once you've been. Yeah, I mean, even Thai people. There's no exceptions to tourists or Thai people in Thai. Even Thai people have to be vaccinated or tested to get onto the islands as well. Peter Ward, do you know if I enter Thailand on a tourist visa and change it to a retirement visa? I don't know if
I did exactly that.
Yeah, that's what a lot of. I mean, that's what Foreigner Joe did. That's what Mitch did. I mean, basically, I came here on a 90-day marriage visa because I went to the consulate office in Houston, and then I had to check in with the immigration and extend it for a year. So I got a 90-day marriage visa, and then changed it to a 1 year when I got here.
Yeah, there's exactly, Phil. This is an earlier statement. He's talking about retiring this year at 62, and his coworkers are thinking he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know, wait till you're 67. There's no guarantee you're going to be around at 67.
You know, a lot of people they're trying to come at an early age. I don't know the best advice for them to give because I don't know what they want. But I mean, if you can get up enough money to last you until you get to the age where you can comfortably collect a pension or Social Security, then really just worry about earning enough money to be comfortable during that time. You know, and if it doesn't work out, go back and get another job. You know, I don't know, but you know, if you want to retire, try to figure out a comfortable position to be in.
Yeah, you see a lot of young people. I remember when I was about 30, I thought I was young. Anyway, coming here and oh my God, I want to stay here, and they really no rhyme or reason or plan, and just try to do it and fail miserably. You know, I'm at 58. Planning out at 30, planning out a completely different story. You know, I'd have to call my uncle Elon and get my money out of my trust fund in order to do that. And
I thought Greg was a long-time viewer of the channel. I guess not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Were you married in Thailand, Chuck? Absolutely not. Well, you could say he's still married in Thailand.
Yeah.
Married in the U.S. Oh, wait.
What about Phuket or Samui? What about it? I think we plan on going to Samui, right? We're going to try to go this trip.
Yeah.
The bike trip.
Yes. Bike trip. Yeah.
I've kind of put off Phuket. I don't know. I don't want to do Phuket.
Yeah, I was there almost a month because I did the sandbox and I was already there. So I was enjoying testing different motorbikes, you know, a little PCX and a whatever, and Click and just driving around the island and exploring. There was absolutely nothing was open though. I'm talking like entertainment type stuff. I mean, it was bare minimum. You couldn't even find a money exchange. Not that I needed one. I would just go to the bank, do whatever. But
Black Sheep asks, does carrying a camera to mostly where you go get tiring to make content? You know, really what does that mean, make content? Like I just share like every day. Like I don't go, we got to go do something because I need to make content. But yeah, this is tiring. Like that's like this right here. If you had to carry that in your pocket all day, that would be like, yeah, that's wearing out my hip right there. That's bad. That's too much.
Yeah, you're going to need that. Well, they have very good medical care here and surgeries and all. I mean, it's pretty amazing what, even with my little snippet shorts I throw up, if I put on the channel, it's like, wow, a little late to be eating breakfast. I'm like, dude, I shot this 3 days ago. You know, it's like, it's not reality TV. Anyway, I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I don't understand this question from Peter Ward. Did you have a police check from your? Oh, okay, I get it now. You know, that used to be a thing where they would do it. I think that if you look up the requirements online, it says that. But no, I don't know of anybody that actually had a police check. Or does anybody here ever know of anybody that had one? I think maybe a while back they did, but no, I didn't have a police check.
I didn't have a police check for coming here or anything. Yeah. It seems just busy in there. Yeah, I know that feeling. Mike, stuck in Florida, says he's since he decided to retire, he's more busier this now than ever.
Yeah.
Did I just see? I saw someone say hi to Joe and Gift.
Yeah, Joe said he was working out, listening to us.
Tell you what, Joe. I think everything I see Joe do or put his mind to, he's all in. He doesn't dink around. I mean, he works out. He he, humped up that bloody hill to the waterfall, and I mean,
Right.
Joe's in
I
good,
think
I'm good shape.
that's kind
In
of
my
why
book.
me and Joe get along so well, because if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. Like he's the same way for me. Like if I'm going to do something, I become possessed. Maybe not so much on the diet thing, like the last thing, but when I have a life goal, like there's no stopping me. And Joe's pretty much the same way. He goes a little bit
Yeah,
overboard though when it comes
but
to fitness and
but I
diet.
procrastinate before I start. It's next Monday. Oh yeah, yeah. This trip now. Speaking of traveling and romantic places and stuff, there's been some cat fighting going on in my neck of the woods. Good question, Joe. Does
I think
James
you just pay the fee. You don't
Yeah.
actually
You don't have
pay
to
the
have,
fee. You just pay the Elite Visa fee, and that's it.
and that's it. You don't have to put
But you
anything in the
don't
bank.
get to keep that money. The 800,000 is your money. You just
Right.
The other one, I think you can. I tried to get some detail about it, not so much, but from James when I had him on last Sunday. So I don't know if you saw that video, but you can definitely get on James's channel or send him a message and he can answer all that stuff for you. And you go on elitevisa.com and all of that information, everything about it is on their site.
Yeah, Haley will help you too she's up in Chiang Mai, but she answered a bunch of my questions when I was talking about that stuff.
Sean asked this earlier, and I didn't answer it, but he said, "Did I build the electric bike or did you buy the electric bike?" I made a video on it.
I
Like I do with everything
Let me
else.
see what it. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
you had a bike and then you bought the
I bought the
motor
kit
setup.
actually from a place in Udon. I know it's a kit that come from China, but I had a little problems initially, but I think I looked at the odometer. I think I've got like 6,000 kilometers on that bike now since I've had that motor on there.
And it
I'll have
scoots.
to check, Lexi.
Goes
Man, that
pretty
thing flies.
fast.
I made a video the other day, and I have a few biker, I guess, friends, on the internet from all over the world, and they're like, you didn't go, don't exert yourself, Chuck. It's an e-bike, But I'm thinking, I get it because I had another guy who lived close by that always wanted me to go. He had an extra e-bike, and I'm like, why don't I just ride a friggin' motorbike? I don't want to ride an e-bike, I enjoy riding my road bike, but
Yeah.
then I decided that, you know what, I'm going to make some longer. My first thought was I'm going to take the bike and go to Ubon, which is over 200 kilometers. So let me just do this, build this bike. But I ended up riding it around. It's like, man, this thing, you still get decent exercise, but it doesn't blow out your knees. You're not like, because after the 100 and something kilometer bike ride on a road bike, like I'm like having a hard time walking the next day, because of stiffness.
Understandable.
But with this thing, it's a small battery. Like it doesn't like with all the gear on there, it's over 100 kilo on the bike. So that battery doesn't last forever. So to go long distance on an e-bike, you're still getting good exercise. And
Yeah.
I can go 100 kilometers on one battery, but I'm pedaling most of the way. Anyway, enough of that.
That's true, Brock. Retirement may be no fun if you leave it too late to be able to travel and enjoy the time. I mean, like I said
But
earlier,
if you're stressed out if you retire and all you're thinking about is financing, and you're stressed, and you're not able to, like, you don't want to spend any money because you don't want to run out of money, then retirement may not be for you. You might not have a good time.
That would not do me any good health wise, having to worry about that. Like some of these guys that are struggling with their businesses, whether it's a laundry, a store, or a bar. I could not personally. I couldn't deal with that uncertainty.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's it. I'm pulling the ripcord. That parachute, I got to open it. You know what I mean? I just stress wise couldn't handle it.
I did a lot of planning, like prior to coming to Thailand, like financial planning. Like I needed to be secure. Like I was really kind of crazy about it, and this is why I didn't leave anything behind. Like I got out of the stock market. I wasn't gonna. I was thinking about leasing my house. And I just got to thinking, I don't want to leave anything behind that I have to worry about other than family, you know, no, any financial stuff, you know. I didn't want to be sitting there staring at the damn stock market again. And I didn't want to worry about tenants in my house. I just got rid of everything.
That was a big one with me. I was like, do I rent this thing out? Do I rent that one out? What do I do? No. Finish.
Because it's difficult to transition to my new life when I still got something pulling me back, or wondering, oh, is this guy taking care of my crap, or is this account, is this going to go to crap, you know?
I literally have 2 Rubbermaid bins at my friend's house that have actual physical photos because I just ran out of time when I was trying to digitize them. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I have. And if it goes away in a house fire, oh well. I have nothing but family. Trucks, tools, car, bicycle. Nothing. Guns, firearms.
Brock says
I
his
look at it
wife
like
wants
this.
about
Oh, that
10,000.
one rifle that bought my Aerox.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You
Life's
go,
much
Brock.
easier without all the stuff. Yeah, Brock gets 10. That's actually not too bad. Brock, 10K a month.
Dude, you're doing that's. You know, I've heard people doing 20,000, 5,000 a week. Dude, you get a pretty man. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, a sugar mama myself.
I tell you what, I spent most of my life making money and dealing with finances and stuff like that. And when it got close to the time, I told Paige is pretty good at accounting as well. I told her I don't want to deal with the money anymore. I'm done. You know, let's figure out what we need. And I don't want to think about it no more, but I need you to make sure we never run out of money again, you know. And she has to rein me in a lot because I like to buy toys and stuff, you know. She had a hard time with now I buy the YouTube stuff, you know, the camera stuff, and she doesn't care, you know, because the YouTube is pretty much paying for itself right now, which is awesome. So now I have a hobby that's paying for itself. And which is a good relief, you know. So I don't have to tell her, oh, can I buy this used GoPro off of eBay or something, you know. So it's no problem. But she's really good with money, and she has to rein me in quite a bit on things, you know. Because once I bought a bike, so I got to buy everything that has to do the upgraded stuff with the road bike, you know. And she has to tell me, okay, stop. But I have my own account and my own limits.
There you go. Okay, over here.
Yeah, this is mine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I have different accounts like that as well.
Yeah.
It's like all my eggs aren't in one basket, that's for sure.
Well, I don't see any more questions. We've been on for 2 hours. I really appreciate you, Mitch, coming on this short notice, man. I was worried. I told Paige, I said, well, I don't think he's going to answer, so I'll just.
I didn't see it until an hour after you messaged me.
Yeah.
Just say I was a little busy, Chuck.
It's okay. I saw you made you posted something like 6 hours prior to me sending. I saw you posted a short. It was 6 hours ago. I was like, he's probably asleep then. As if he was up doing that 6 hours ago, then there's no way. So
that was great being here, Chuck. I mean, except for everyone watching, it's just like we're shooting the bull.
I think that's what it needs to be about, you know, just talking about our everyday. I mean, I don't want to. It's how much can you talk about Thailand, you know? But everybody's got their own circumstances.
Hey, where are the white women at? How you doing, buddy? Sent me some great. You know that fire deal? If anybody saw that, Ko Chang, Ko Chang is on fire. I got that from Where the White Women At. I was not there. What? What are you reading?
Just talking about a great cast. I think Mentor is a young guy. I think he said he's a cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
That's
awesome. Congratulations.
Thinking about retiring. Anyway, yeah, Brock, what time is it in Australia right now? It's got to be late as hell. I need to get Brock on here one day, too. I'm trying to read most of these comments. It's just difficult to put them all up.
Brock is he's a great moderator, a great friend that I've never met, but hope to. But he's got a wicked sense of humor, and he kind of blindsides you some of the stuff that'll come out, and then it's like, oh my God, that's good. Great guy.
I have to say, you have kind of an odd sense of humor too. When I first met you, I didn't really quite know what to think about you, to be honest with you. I couldn't really pinpoint you at first, because you're kind of a quiet. You have kind of a dry sense of humor. You're actually, after it took me a short period of time to realize that you're a pretty funny guy, but.
Thanks. Funny looking anyway.
I have kind of a dry sense of humor too, but I'm more of a sarcastic person, and I come off like an a-hole, I think, to most people, because they don't quite get me, you know.
Yeah, I could do sarcastic pretty good, but that's one thing I love about Australians. Okay, they can cut on each other,
3:30 p.m.
and it's all good.
Yeah.
Where I come from, a lot of times it's you got to know them really, really well. Otherwise, they'll take offense, you know.
Australia. Yeah, there's a couple Australians here in Thailand that are really kind of sensitive, which surprised me, because I've met quite a few, and they remind me of Texans. You know, we can go back and forth all day. Except after a few beers, I don't know what the hell they're saying, you know. But there are a couple of really sensitive ones here that I was really surprised. But in America, you know, there's even in Texas, there's a lot of sensitive. There's a lot. I think in America, there's a whole lot of sensitive people. You know,
yeah, a lot of folks from Washington State moved to Texas, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. A lot of British people too, man. They love to dish it out, man. They dish it out good too, but they do not like to take it. Like when you go back at them, I'm thinking, okay, why did you make the comment if you didn't want me to respond back to you? You know, it's okay to be a smartass, but you've got to be able to take it back, or just don't comment, period, at all. But they're really sensitive. Like they want to say something, but like, oh, I didn't want you to respond back to me. I'm like, then shut the hell up. You know, I could either just block you or respond back to you. We could just be friends, you know.
Daz.
Yeah. Daz.
I don't know. What's the name of my YouTube channel? I don't know, Brock. Can you, Mr. Mitch? It's the same avatar as my picture. And I wanted to point out, Mentor said about it opens your eyes to what's important in life. Talking about cancer survivor.
Yeah.
I had kind of nothing on the scale of cancer, but when I had my pituitary tumor removed, you know.
Shit, I lost you. I don't know if I froze, he froze, we all froze. Damn it. I don't know what happened. Damn it. I don't know what happened. We have lost communication. Are we back? I think I lost Mitch. Mitch has signed off and came back on. Anyway, guys, I think it's probably time. We'll give Mitch a couple seconds to come back on here. And he was cutting it in and out a little bit earlier. I thought it was me because I upgraded the internet here, but I need to hardwire it into the router. He was giving us the thing. Anyway, I got to get Daz on the show. There's a few other people I need to get on the show too. Daz, CJ, who is also in America right now. And I want to get a variety of other vloggers too. So we're just getting started with this. I hope it works out. We've had the last stream I kind of gave everybody a heads up and had over 600 and something people on the chat, which made it really difficult to kind of manage with James. James was doing a great job of helping me with all that. So I think this thing is going to grow. Hopefully we can keep some interesting characters on the chat. So I think I've lost him. He's not returning. So he has some internet issues, but anyway, Daz is going to be on the short list to come. Daz is a very interesting character. Hang on, I think he's sending me a message on my phone. Maybe he needs another invite. Lost his feed. I don't know if he can. Oh, here he comes back. There you are.
I know what happened.
Did you have to pay your phone bill or what?
Yeah. I'm cheap Charlie. But yeah, it opens up your eyes to what's important in life. When I walked out after that pituitary surgery, I was looking through a different set of eyes. I'll tell you what, I was so scared. I've had a bunch of surgeries, but that was a tough one. I mean, I was really frightened. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Wow.
I think we've got 185 people still watching. Got 202 thumbs up. So thank you guys very much for the thumbs up. We really appreciate that, and all the awesome comments. A lot of, I think, like James's video, I think it's already pushing 7,000 views from the other day. So they'll come back and be able to look at this. But try to make it interesting. Today was very interesting. Really appreciate that. And I knew it was going to be interesting because you're, a very interesting guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll pay you later for that compliment.
I paid your damn phone bill. What else do you want from me?
Yeah, I was surprised at how quick it went through. I mean, that modern technology.
Anyway, okay, guys, let's end the video. And me and Mitch are going to see each other in about, I think, 10 or 12, 10 or 11 days, something like that.
Hey, my birthday's coming up, Chuck.
Is it? So you're going to be, what, 68 now?
Yeah, 69.
When is your birthday?
We'll be in Trat.
Oh, well, you want to give everybody your mailing address? Maybe they'll send you some toys.
Let me look at the calendar. Actually, I won't be. I'll be hungover in Trat. Or Trat.
Is your birthday on the 13th?
It's actually on the 12th. Lincoln's birthday, for those that are into history.
Oh, okay. So you'll arrive.
I'll be 59 the next time.
Well, we'll be on our way to Trot on the 12th, so we'll meet up for your birthday. We'll have a birthday dinner for Mitch. I'll buy you a beer, a can beer, though, not a big one, just a small can.
Geez. I like bottle, and I like my ice and straw too. I don't care what anybody says.
Thank you, Steve Morrison. I appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Hey, I read a lot of comments. Didn't comment on them. Thanks for the questions and stuff. I hope we got enough of it in there to answer some of them at least. Yeah,
it's difficult to try to answer and kind of give a detailed some of them are really good, about visa stuff like that. So you tend to miss some of it. And then when you go back through the stream, you see a lot of good questions that were answered or asked, but if you have something, I always say real important, just when the video is over, just put it in the comment section and we'll try to answer it. And a lot of the moderators here, they'll help me with answering the questions too. Mitch
Yeah,
is really
59 years old.
Yeah.
I had raw oysters not too long ago in Jomtien, a very nice place, and oh man, and the salmon was just phenomenal. I actually had sushi off of a street cart the other day, which
how did that work
I swore
out?
I would never do. Right? I'm like, no way. But I did. I just sampled. I said, yeah, I'll try that. That's all I'm going to do. Yeah, it tasted good, but that's all I'm going to do is just try it. I don't need something.
One more here. Dip Media says that his Thai family was eating placenta the other day, and that I had advised him not to try that ever. Actually, it tastes really good, but if you want to lose weight, eat it, because man, I
Really?
Oh my God, I was in the bathroom for 5 days straight.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, what does it do? Something? Yeah, it does something.
Yeah. Oh, it flushes you out for sure. So. All right, guys, ending the video for sure, 100% this time. I appreciate everything. You coming on here short notice, and we'll have to do it again sometime.
I prefer zinc tablets, Brock. Yeah, there will be a party. I thought about, there better be a party. Maybe I'll do my first live stream and ask for money.
I think I'll get James to jump out of a cake for you.
You're gonna have a big cake. He's a big man. He's a tall man.
Yeah, that's your flavor.
If he
right?
just reads me sings me happy birthday and like, happy birthday to
I'll have him bring his
Yeah.
mic. Yeah.
Yeah. Golden voice. I'll tell you what. Should be on radio.
All right,
Really
Mitch. I
vindicated.
hope you have an awesome day and stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Just
Don't
best
go.
thing for you.
Whatever you do, don't ride the wrong way on Walking Street.
Uh,
Go the right with the block.
Go all the way to the end and work your
You'll
way
get
back.
fined.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks, Mitch.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.
Bye.